Superhero movies have come a long way since Christopher Reeve first suited up in 1978, and technology has played a big part in helping realize the more supersized moments. Movie magic has created some of cinema's most iconic characters, action, and imagery, including some terrific scenes from our favorite superhero flicks. Here's Screen Rant's list of 10 superhero scenes that made the movie. Before we get on with the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and join our notification squad to stay current with other great content. Can you guess which feature film these emojis are hinting at? Stay tuned to find out after the video.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you?
Superman turns back time. Richard Donner's Superman is the original superhero blockbuster and proved comic book characters can light up the screen with the best of them, and make some serious coin doing it. The film's biggest moment comes towards the end when Superman finds the love of his life, Lois Lane, killed by an earthquake triggered by Lex Luthor in a bid to reshape the western US for a real estate scheme? Wait, seriously? Okay, whatever, let's roll with it. Superman is completely devastated by Lois's death, obviously, and flies into the stratosphere as Jor-El's one prohibition plays in his head. He is not to interfere in the lives of human beings. Now, the problem is that Pa Kent told Clark something a little different when he got to Earth.
And there's one thing I do know, son, and that is you are here for a reason.
Superman is obviously conflicted by this, and he has a bit of a Hamlet moment trying to decide whether or not to intervene. But unlike Hamlet, he doesn't take 4 hours to make up his mind. He's like, let's do this thing. So he flies super fast until the Earth spins in the opposite direction, turning back time. Because physics. Superman's efforts reverse the events that led up to Lois's death, and in so doing, saves the day and the girl. Spider-Man 2, the train scene. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies have received mixed reviews, and while the first and third movie don't always flow, the second movie stands among the best in the trilogy. Not one of the movie's sequences really did the web-slinger justice until his fight with Dr. Octopus on the elevated train. Doc Ock can't even stop Spider-Man after taking 2 hostages and hurling them from the train. Spider-Man nonchalantly grabs them and flings them into 2 spiderwebs to save them. So Doc Ock decides Spidey's gonna have to save all the people on the train and knocks out the train operator, setting the train to full speed. First, Spidey has to take off his mask due to some electrical components frying him in the face. He then steps out in front of the train and starts slinging webs on every building he can to try and slow down the train with his strength. His suit starts to rip, and eventually the train stops before crashing. It takes its physical toll on Spider-Man, and just before he falls, some passengers stop him. A touching moment ensues as the web shooter is then crowd-surfed to a place where he can be set down. Days of Future Past, Quicksilver scene. The X-Men franchise is one of the hardest to follow, seeing as there are so many movies, characters, and different time periods being shown on the big screen. X-Men Days of Future Past is a movie that shouldn't have worked out, but it turned out to be a very good movie. One scene that saved the movie was when we see Quicksilver using his speed in bullet time. It is the best use of time slowing down since The Matrix and awesome to watch. Quicksilver darts around and creates a prankster scenario, situating all of the guards so they take themselves or each other out. It was the sole reason the character was included in the movie and was a difficult act to follow for Marvel's version of Quicksilver in the Avengers: Age of Ultron. Puny God. We can all agree that one of the best scenes in the whole movie is between the Incredible Hulk and Thor's troublesome brother, Loki. As Loki is flying across the skies of New York, Hawkeye shoots an arrow at him and catches it unimpressed. Little does he know that it is explosive and is blown out of the sky and lands back in Tony Stark's home. The Hulk leaps up to greet him, sending Loki flying through a window. This sends Loki into a fit of rage. He tells the big guy that they are all beneath him and boasts about how he's a god.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Then he trots off, calling him a puny god under his breath. Watchmen, opening credits. The graphic novel Watchmen, written by Alan Moore with artwork by David Gibbons, received critical acclaim when it was released in 1986 and is recognized in Time's list of the 100 best novels. The movie was an unimaginative adaptation from the book and didn't fully do the novel the justice it so rightly deserved. If the movie had one thing going for it, it was definitely the opening sequence. The opening sequence shows the story of 4 decades worth of superheroes in a series of gorgeous tableaux by inserting the Minutemen, the original group of heroes that started in the 1940s. It goes through history, and some of the heroes are inserted during important parts of history, all while Bob Dylan's The Times They Are A-Changin' plays in the background. It was a very beautiful opening, but the movie itself left many disappointed. The first glimpse of Bane. In Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises took place 8 years after the Joker's reign of terror. Batman was forced into exile after the death of Harvey Dent, and Bruce Wayne also became a recluse. With the help of Selina Kyle as Catwoman, the Dark Knight must rise to defeat Bane and save Gotham City from being wiped off the map. The opening scene where we see Bane is one of the best parts of the movie, and Christopher Nolan does a great job when first introducing the beastly antagonist.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
It gave us gravity-defying physics like Inception, where Bane and his squad of thugs take over a jet plane and take it apart piece by piece. Their objective is to capture Dr. Pavel, a Russian nuclear physicist with intentions to have him create a nuclear bomb. If the whole movie had played out like the beginning, it would have been one thrilling ride and could have been better than The Dark Knight. The opening sequence set the bar really high for the rest of the movie, but the film as a whole never really clears it.
I can do this all day.
The Star-Spangled Man. Most of you out there who have seen Captain America: The First Avenger probably did not expect the Cap to be part of a musical number. However, the film has some of its best moments when going back in time and using the retro vibe, and none more so than during the sequence of The Star-Spangled Man. The sequence was scored to an original song by Alan Menken, a composer who has worked on many Disney films in the past. In the movie, Captain America is seen as being too valuable to head out to the front lines. What better way to use him than as an actor? He is put to work on the USO tour to sell war bonds and punching out an actor dressed as Hitler every night. It is like we are really transported back to the 1940s at the height of World War II. There are marching bands, autograph signing, and it reminded us of how good Chris Evans is as Captain America.
Now I'm standing. You all happy? We're all standing up now. Bunch of jackasses standing in a circle.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2, Opening Fight Scene. Now, while Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is a great movie, the film as a whole didn't really live up to what we saw in the opening fight scene. As the Guardians are awaiting to defend the batteries, Gamora cocks her weapon and Peter Quill is perplexed since her weapons of choice are usually swords. While this is going on, Rocket, instead of preparing for the enemy, has been trying to figure out some music for them to listen to while they work. Drax doesn't think it's a good idea and Quill agrees, but Rocket thinks he is joking. Immediately, we could see the gang was back together and we were giddy. We then caught our first glimpse of Baby Groot. He plugs in the music and we hear Electric Light Orchestra's Mr. Blue Sky as he starts dancing around the arena as the team fights, and it is in slow motion. The team has their hands full with a giant squid, and like a kid, Baby Groot is having the time of his life dancing away. Wonder Woman: No Man's Land. Wonder Woman was the DC Extended Universe's redemption film after mixed reviews of Batman v Superman and Man of Steel. It is safe to say that this movie helped redeem the DCEU and is loved by fans across the world. One scene that saves the movie is when Wonder Woman and her team are pinned down in the trenches by the Germans. She has seen the brutality of man and war, and still she rises to meet the challenge ahead. In slow motion, she starts to traverse the ladder while the music builds up in the background. She seems fearless and ready to conquer whatever lies ahead. It is one of those scenes that sends chills down your spine. She watches the first 2 bullets come at her and deflects them with ease. Then she starts running, still deflecting bullets as they come at her, and even blocks a mortar shell with her shield. Not even fire from a machine gun can stop her, and we get to see her tenacity. Eventually, troops rally behind her, and it is one scene in the movie you never forget. We are Groot. Groot, the large talking tree, captured a lot of our hearts when Guardians of the Galaxy was released back in 2014.
I am Groot.
Even though he only says 3 words, he is an amazing character, may have made you cry at the end of the movie. We see the Guardians seemingly bound for infinite death aboard his spaceship as it is barreling towards the ground. The Guardians are huddled together, and as orchestral music is playing in the background, Groot begins to spread branches out from his body which eventually encapsulate all of them. Groot is willing to risk his life for his friends even after Rocket begs him not to. Rocket asks him why he's doing it, and Groot, after gently stroking Rocket's face with a branch, says,
We are Groot.
How sad is that? Are there any other movie scenes you wished we would have added? Would you have chosen any different scenes from the movies we chose? In case you've been waiting, the answer to the movie emoji is, well, did you get it right? Be sure and let us know in the comment section below, and check out our playlist to watch other great content. Thank you for watching this video.